The following dysfunctional gaming program was filmed in front of a live Twitch audience.
Hey, what's happening? Welcome to Dysfunctional Gaming's Talking D&D. I am Thundercat. Over there is GM Patch Nasty. This is episode 20. We're talking
Big Bente.
we're talking classes still. This is part 3? 4. Part 4. Yes. Exciting.
Yes, very.
We're going to be talking about the Druid and Sorcerer. Last week we talked about the Monk and the Cleric. And you can check that out on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
Or Anchor. Don't forget about Anchor.
Anchor.fm/Dysfunctional Gaming. It will be there. But this week, we're talking about the Druid and the Sorcerer, so I guess we should just get started and get into the Druid.
Oh boy, the Druid. There's nothing like a good Druid that everybody likes. Who likes nature-y magic? Or to be a Swiss Army knife? I do. That's me.
I do enjoy the Druid class. I just haven't played one.
It's an interesting class to play, to be honest with you. It's one of those ones where that not wearing any metal kind of bites you in the ass early game, but later on it doesn't really matter because I can turn into a fucking bear or an elemental. Let's get right into it, yeah?
Yeah, tell me about Druid a little bit.
All right, so holding high a gnarled staff wreathed in holly, an elf summons the fury of the storm and calls down explosive bolts of lightning to smite the torch-carrying orcs who threaten her forest. So as you can tell from that little excerpt, druids are like your nature-y magic. They like to protect the woods. Think if you've ever seen The Hobbit, think Radagast the Brown would be a good example of druid. Trying to think of other major media, and none come to mind. Stevie Nicks would probably be a druid. That's a real good druid right there, Stevie Nicks.
All right.
So typically, your druids get their power from nature. So like Fury of the Storm, Plant Growth, Vine Whip, Druidcraft, those are like your bread and butter. And then you like to save the balance on nature and people, I would say. Earth, fire, air, water. You want to keep them all nice and level. Like microphone levels.
There you go. So when you make a druid, the quick build tells you to use wisdom as your highest ability score, and follow it by constitution, and then choose the hermit background.
Makes sense. You could probably get away with a couple like acolyte. It would be kind of neat. But hermit makes the most sense since you're probably gonna be living out on your own or in the fucking woods. But when you get as a druid, you gain the following class features. You get your hit die, which is 1d8 per your druid level. You start off with 8 plus your constitution modifier for your starting HP. And yeah, we've covered hit points past 4 episodes real quick. Saving proficiencies. You can wear light armor, medium armor, and shields. However, druids will not wear armor or use shields made of metal. That's a very, very big thing to druids because it's man-made. It's not made by nature. Weapons, you get clubs, daggers, darts, javelins, maces, quarterstaffs, scimitars, sickles, slings, and spears. You also are proficient with the herbalism kit, which is one of those things that come in handy if you want to try and not be poisoned. Saving throws you get proficiencies in are intelligence and wisdom. And then for your skills, you get to choose 2 from Arcana, Animal Handling, Insight, Medicine, Nature, Perception, Religion, and Survival. So they've got a kind of a vast array from starting skills that you can pick from.
Yes.
And then starting equipment, you get a wooden shield or a simple weapon. You can either start with a scimitar or any simple weapon. Then you get leather armor, an explorer's pack, and a druidic focus, which is along the same lines as an arcane focus, but typically druidics are more naturey, like a yew wand or a cracked crystal of something. You know, put some flavor onto it when it comes to being a druid.
You also know druidic. You know the secret language of druids. You can speak the language and use it to leave hidden messages. You and others who know this language automatically spot such a message. Others spot the message presence with a successful DC 15 Wisdom perception check, but can't decipher it without magic.
One of the two classes that gets a language, which is druids get druidic and rogues get thieves can't, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
It's kind of a neat little thing. It's one of those things that you'll probably forget to use, or your DM will be like, does anyone speak druidic? And then you'll kind of pause and be like, oh, I'm a druid, I speak that. Yeah, I speak that.
Yep.
Next, we're going back to spellcasting, y'all. So drawing on the divine essence of nature yourself, you can cast spells to shape that essence to your will. Chapter 10 for spellcasting, and Chapter 11 for the Druid spell list. Cantrips, at first level, you know 2 cantrips. You pick 2 cantrips from the Druid list, and you gain more as you level up. Those levels would be 4, 10. Yeah, that's it, 4 and 10. You cap off at 4 cantrips. So, once again, like our little cleric buddies, preparing spells for the druids, you know them all. You get to pick through the whole list. You know all your druid spells, but you can only cast your wisdom. You can only prepare your wisdom modifier plus your druidic level. So 1 plus, let's say, 3, 4 spells that you can prepare. I think at first level you have 2 spell slots. Wisdom is your spellcasting ability modifier. Your spell save DC is 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your wisdom bonus. Your spell attack modifier is your proficiency bonus plus your wisdom modifier. Druids can also ritual cast as well, like our wizard friends, like our cleric friends. And spellcasting focus, you can use a druidic focus to cast your spells through, or you can use materials. I would prefer myself to use the focus, so that way I don't have to actually read what's in there and then say it as I'm doing it. But that's
I agree.
up to the player. Yeah.
Well, you get a druidic focus to start. You don't get a component pouch, so you'd still have to go buy a component pouch either way.
Well, it's something you can talk to your DM about. Be like, hey, can I use a pouch? I'm like, sure, whatever. Doesn't matter to me.
I think of it. Oh, I know a druid from Legends.
Yep.
She has that little red druidic focus that she uses to create spells of wind.
Oh yeah, the little the Tempest one. Yeah.
Yep.
You ready to get into level 2 stuff?
Figured it out. Wild shape.
Oh boy.
Starting at level 2, you can use your action to magically assume the shape of a beast that you have seen before. You can use this feature twice. You regain extended uses when you finish a short or long rest. Your druid level determines the beast that you can transform into, as shown on the beast table. For example, at second level, you can transform into any beast that is a challenge rating of quarter or lower that doesn't have a flying or swimming speed. Beast shapes, you get a it goes up at 4th level and 8th level. You can stay in a beast shape for a number of hours equal to half your druid level rounded down. So if you're at 2nd level, it's 1 hour. 4th level, 2 hours.
2 hours.
So
and then it changes 18th, 20th, something like that. One of them.
And while you're transformed, the following rules apply. a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff.
And you automatically revert if you fall unconscious or drop to 0 hit points.
Or die.
Or die. So this happens when you are transformed. Your game statistics are replaced by the statistics of the beast, but you retain your alignment, personality, and intelligence, wisdom, and charisma scores. You also retain all your skill and saving throw proficiencies. In addition to gaining those of the creature, if the creature has the same proficiency as you and the bonus in its stat block is higher than yours, use the creature's bonus instead of yours. If the creature has any legendary or lair actions, you can't use them. When you transform, you assume the beast's hit points and hit dice. And when you revert to your normal form, you return the number of hit points you had before you transformed. However, if you revert as a result of dropping 0 hit points, any excess damage carries over to your normal form. For example, if you take 10 damage in animal form and only have 1 hit point left, you revert and take 9 damage to your character's form instead. As long as the excess damage doesn't reduce your normal form to 0 hit points, you are not knocked unconscious. Can't cast spells, and your ability to speak or take any action that requires hands is limited to the capabilities of your beast's form. Transforming doesn't break your concentration on a spell you've already cast, however, or prevent you from taking actions that aren't part of the spell, such as Call Lightning that you've already cast. You retain the benefit of any features from your class, race, or other source that can use them if the new form is physically capable of doing so. However, you can't use any of your special senses, such as dark vision, unless your new form also has that sense. You choose whether your equipment falls to the ground in your space, merges into your new form, or is worn by it. Worn equipment functions as normal, but the DM decides whether if it is practical for the new form to wear a piece of equipment based on your creature's shape and size. Your equipment doesn't change size or shape to match the new form, and any equipment that the new form can't wear must either fall to the ground or merge with it. Equipment that merges with the form has no effect until you leave the form. I would recommend just having the equipment merge unless it's like a +2 armor, like wristlets that you could somehow say they fit on like a
Braces of defense.
Like yeah, if you turn into a like a monkey, I would say okay, yeah, that's fine. They could probably wear it, your wrist guards, like your wristlets, like your bracers, like, but maybe even like a large cat could wear the bracers. But like, I don't know if you turned into a bird, that wouldn't work.
No,
they would just fall off.
I wouldn't. Yeah, like, that's why when I played a Druid, I was like, it always merged. I'm not even gonna fucking deal with this nonsense.
If there was a certain time in the game where I was like, oh, like I could really use this extra boost while I did this thing. I'm gonna see if I could get the bracers to stay on me and like turn into a gorilla and try to fight the guy, and then also have a +2 defense. Like, see if it happens. See if it works with the DM.
Yeah.
But then have everything else merge. Like that would just be something,
So let's get into where your druids start to differ. We're going to go into the druidic circles. There's 2 of them that you can pick from the plain PHB. As with more books, they've added more. These seem to be tried and true. Makes it easy. So, the Circle of the Land. At 2nd level, you can learn an additional druid cantrip. And also, you can regain some of your magical energy by sitting in meditation and communing with nature. This is your natural recovery, similar to the wizard's arcane recovery. During a short rest, you can choose an expended spell slots to recover. That spell slots can have a combined level that is equal or less than half of your druid level, rounded up, and none of the slots can be 6th level or higher. You can't use this feature again until you finish a long rest. For example, if you're a 4th level druid, you can recover up to 2 levels worth of spell slots. You can either recover a 2nd level slot or 2 1st level slots. And then on the opposite side with the Circle of the Moon, they're really easy when it comes to 2nd level. You get Combat Wild Shape. That one is super clutch. This is how you tank some things as a druid. You can choose this circle as the level 2. You gain the ability to use Wild Shape as a bonus action as opposed to an action on your turn. Additionally, while you're transformed by Wild Shape, you can use a bonus action to expend a spell slot to regain 1d8 hit points per level of the spell slot expended. The rights of your circle grant you the ability to transform into more dangerous animal forms. Starting at 2nd level, you can use your Wild Shape to transform into a beast with a challenge rating as high as 1. You ignore the max CR column of the beast shapes table, but must abide by the other limitations there. When you hit 6th level, you can transform into a beast with a challenge rating as high as your druid level divided by 3. So at 6th level, if you divide that by 3, that would be 2. You can turn into a beast with a CR of 2, which is some pretty gnarly stuff if you read the monster manual. Like a lot of dinosaurs. And
it's pretty gnarly that you can do it at 2nd level and be at a challenge rating as high as 1.
That's a brown bear. Brown bears are crazy at that level.
Or a wolf, a dire wolf, right? Isn't that a challenge rating 1? Like those things are fucking gnarly too. Or Underdark fucking beast. If you are from the Underdark, you could have like Underdark druid beast, like fucking.
You just got to remember that it has to be a beast as opposed to a monstrosity, which some of the shit in the Underdark is monstrosity.
I was thinking like the spiders and stuff.
Spiders, yep, spiders would work. There's a lot of spiders. I think a giant spider is a CR1.
Yeah.
And that's mean. So like if you, like I did.
At 6th level you could turn into a phase spider.
Yeah. Is that a beast? I don't know. I'd have to think about it. That might be an aberration.
Oh no, the wolf spider. That's a different spider.
Yeah,
wolf one.
That's the fucking monster. Or a giant python.
Yeah.
That's another one you can turn into. It's when you get like level 6, you get some pretty dirty stuff. But yeah, druidic circles are kind of small. And then if you go to the base bare bones of the druid, because now we're level 3, we don't get anything. We just get 2nd level spells.
Yeah.
4th level, you get your wild shape improvement and an ability score improvement.
Or a feat.
5th level, you'd have access to your 3rd level spells. And then we go back into 6th level where you get something from your druidic circle. But I did leave something out. So your druidic spells. The Circle of the Land works along the same way as the Warlock and the Cleric, where you get certain spells at certain levels, but you have to pick a circle.
It is also in the as a Paladin, too.
Mm-hmm. So your mystical connection to the land. At 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 9th level, you gain access to spell slots considered to be land for where you came from. Choose the land. So you get to pick from either Arctic, Coast, Druid, Forest, Grassland, Mountain, Swamp, or Underdark.
Not Druid. Desert, not Druid.
Oh, I said Druid?
Yep.
Druid. Yeah, Desert. And you can consult the associated list of spells. Once you gain access to a circle spell, you always have it prepared, and it doesn't count against the number of spells that you have prepared each day. If you gain access to a spell that does not appear on the Druid spell list, that spell is nonetheless a Druid spell for you. So, 3rd level for the Arctic Druid. It would be pretty gnarly. Hold Person in Spike Growth is pretty fun to have in a Druid bag of kits. And then for 5th level? Yeah, we're going to do 5th level. Might as well. You get Sleet Storm and Slow. Slow is such a great fucking spell, and it will frustrate the shit out of your DM. Just remember, he's going to throw it back at you, and you're going to hate everything. You want to hit the coast for me there, brother?
Sure. Coast, 3rd level, Mirror Image and Misty Step. And then at 5th level, Water Breathing and Water Walk. Makes sense. You're on the coast. You'll be able to do stuff in the water.
Mm-hmm. The desert. You've got 3rd level Blur and Silence is an interesting combination for the desert. And then the 5th one, Create Food and Water, makes brilliant sense to me. And Protection from Energy is a very, very underrated spell.
Fire, protection from fire, heat.
Lightning, depending on if you're in...
Yeah, if it's... Yep, that's true.
Yep.
With dragons, you can see dragons episode, or hear our dragons episode on the backlog.
Fucking blue dragon.
Forest druids get barkskin and spider climb at 3rd level, and call lightning and plant growth at 5th level.
Very, very fucking handy. Grassland, you get at 3rd level invisibility and pass without trace. 5th level, you'll have daylight and haste, always prepared. Haste is another one of those ones where it seems like it's going to be underrated. I'm sorry. Do you have a little dragon in there?
Yeah, it was Harley Davidson dragon.
Ah, yes, the good old HD. But haste is another one of those great spells that is good offensively, but the repercussions of losing concentration sucks. Or dropping concentration.
Where are we?
Mountain.
Spider climb spike growth at 3rd level, and lightning bolt and meld into stone at 5th level. I like meld into stone. I think of I know it's not what this is, but every time I hear it, I think it's like you just like do the Homer Simpson backwards into the stone. Just like backs into it. Bye.
Swamp. At 3rd level, you would get Darkness and Melf's Acid Arrow. 5th level, you would get Water Walk, which is super handy to have if you're walking through the swamp. And then Stinking Cloud. Yay, fart bombs.
I like their little like odes to like the different spots kind of get like one cool thing that like makes sense there. Underdark, you get Spider Climb and Web, and Gaseous Form and Stinking Cloud.
Yay, Stinking Cloud.
Gaseous Form probably to sneak around.
Now, at 6th level, we will get into the bread and butter for this one. You get something called Land Stride. At 6th level, moving through non-magical difficult terrain costs you no extra movement. Perfect. You can also pass through non-magical plants without being slowed by them, and without taking damage from them if they have thorns, spines, or other similar hazards. In addition, you have advantage on saving throws against plants that are magically created or manipulated to impede movement, such as those created by the Entangle spell.
Well,
not really super bent.
Yeah, it's okay. I think the Circle of the Moon one's a little bit better, but that's because you get cool spells in that one. I think.
Well, at 6th level, for Circle of the Moon, your punches are magic.
Yeah, that's why I think it's better than the other one. But I think only because you get spells at 5th level, you get all these extra little spells. You get to punch people and take away and get rid of the resistance. That's pretty dope.
That's why I had to wait so long for my Baron.
That's why a good monk druid mix there.
Think about it. Bonus action, flurry of blows, and you're a spider. You can hit them with any one of your legs. They're just appendages at this point. Where are we going next? We're at 6th level. We did that. 7th level. You've got 4th level spells. Woo. 7th level. We get more on our little coasty chart.
Yep.
So from the Arctic, you would get Ice Storm and Freedom of Movement. Thank God for Freedom of Movement.
The coast, you get Control Water and Freedom of Movement.
Desert, you get Blight and hallucinatory terrain.
That's so funny. Ooh, there's a mirage. Forest, you get Divination, which is cool, and Freedom of Movement.
Grassland, you get Divination and Freedom of Movement.
Oh, wow. Way to get lazy again.
Yeah.
Mountain, you get Stone Shape and Stone Skin. I like it.
Makes sense. Swamp, you get Freedom of Movement and Locate Creature. Thank the Lord for that spell. Let me find this black dragon that's lurking in this swamp. Oh, it's right beneath me? Bye. I'm out. Later.
Underdark, you get Greater Invisibility and Stone Shape.
Greater Invisibility is super clutch to have.
More sneaking around stuff.
Alright. Now we're on 8th level. Your Wild Shape goes up. Woo. You also get an ability score improvement.
Woo! Or a feat.
Or a feat. Yep. 9th level. We're back to our circles, and then we're done with them.
And
Not
you
gonna
get
forget them
5th
like this
level
time, like
spells.
Eric. All right. The Arctic. You can commune with nature, and then you have fucking Cone of Cold. Oh, that's mean.
The coast, you get to conjure an elemental.
Ooh.
And to scry, you get scrying.
Hey. Let's see. Desert. Insect Plague. Always fun to have. Or Wall of Stone. Wall of Stone, so cool.
Forest, you get commune with nature. And tree stride.
Grassland, you get Dream, which I don't think I've ever seen cast. And Tree Stride. Or, no, Insect Plague, I'm sorry.
I've never been a high enough caster to cast it.
I've never had it. I don't even know what it does. And I know all the fucking spells. This makes me fucking feel terrible.
Mountain. You get at 9th level, you get Pass Wall and Wall of Stone.
Swamp, you get Insect Plague and Scrying.
And Underdark, you get Cloud Kill and Insect Plague.
Dream's a weird spell. I was just reading it. Alright, moving on to 10th level. Our Druid Circle improves. Yay! We get cool new stuff from our Druid Circles.
What do you get from the Circle of the Land?
What do we get from Circle of the Land? I've never gotten that hard. Oh, when you reach 10th level, you get Nature's Ward. You can't be charmed or frightened by elementals or fae, and you're immune to poison and disease. That's not bad.
Pretty cool. And for the Circle of the Moon, you get the Elemental Wild Shape. At 10th level, you can expend 2 uses of Wild Shape at the same time to transform into an Air Elemental, an Earth Elemental, or a Fire Elemental, or a Water Elemental. You get to turn into elementals.
It's awesome.
That's super
probably
cool.
One of the coolest features. Yeah. All right. 11th level, you get 6th level spell slots. Yay. 12th level, what do we get?
A feat.
Or an ability score improvement. 13th level, you get 7th level spell slots. Yay. What's the next
14th level, you get a Druid Circle thing.
The last one.
What do you get from the land?
All right. The land one's kind of interesting. It's called Nature's Sanctuary. When you reach level 14, creatures of the natural world sense your connection to nature and become hesitant to attack you. When a beast or a plant creature attacks you, the creature must make a wisdom saving throw against your druid spell save DC. On a failed save, the creature must choose a different target, or the attack automatically misses. On a successful save, the creature is immune to the effect for 24 hours. The creature is aware of this effect before it makes its attack against you, which is kind of neat. However, what do you get as a Circle of the Moon Druid?
You get 1,000 forms. At 14th level, you have learned to use magic to alter your physical form in more subtle ways. You can cast the Alter Self spell at will.
At fucking will.
You're
Let's just put this into context real quick.
You're basically using it as a cantrip.
Yep. Alter Self is a... I'm on Animal Friendship. Alter Self is a 2nd level spell that you get to cast at will. That's nuts. Alright. We're done with our Druid circles, because those are quick and those are easy. We're on 15. You get 8th level spells. 16, you might get a feat if your DM is cool.
And
or
an
you
ability
can bump
score
up your...
improvement.
Alright. We finally get something from our bread and butter our druid. We get beast spells. Beginning at 18th level... Oh, I'm sorry, Timeless Bodies first. Starting at 18th level, the primal magic that you wield causes you to age more slowly. For every 10 years that pass, your body ages only 1 year. So if you're an elven druid, you're gonna live for fucking ever. And you're gonna look great doing it.
Unless you die in a war.
Yeah.
Or you die because your teammates do something stupid.
But if you're a level 20 wizard, druid, we'll get to that fucking top tier feat that they get.
Beast spells Beginning at 18th level, you can cast many of your druid spells in any shape you assume while using wild shape. You can perform the somatic and verbal components of a druid spell while in beast shape. You are able to provide material and components. So you can cast your spells while you're transformed.
Uh-huh. That's crazy. Once again.
The bear! Haste!
Or, hey, I'm an ancient silver dragon. Heal.
Yeah.
That was clutch. 19. Alright, so 17, we've already got 9th level spells. We've already got our 18th. 19th, you get a feat if your DM's cool or an ability. Yep.
Yeah.
Your top tier for your druid. This is how druids at level 20 are basically unfucking killable. I'm gonna put that out there. At level 20, you can use your wild shape an unlimited number of times.
So you just keep turning into a bear.
Oh, I have a CR. I have 10 HP as a fire elemental. Okay, I turn into an air elemental. Okay, now I have 10 HP left as that. I turn into a water elemental. And you keep just lather, rinse, repeat. It's broken. It's awesome, but it's broken.
Yep.
Probably one of the few classes you want to get to 24. Like, that's a really good one to have, as opposed to, oh, I get a Bardic Inspiration die back. Hooray. I get 3 key points back. Yay! Fuck out of here with that, wizards.
All right. Do you want to go to a break now, or do you want to go right into Sorcerers?
I mean, do we want to talk a little bit before we go to our break, or do we want to start into Sorcerers? Because I know we usually do our little lore, and I don't think I've really ever played a Sorcerer, except for a little bit, and I was more Warlocky.
Yeah, I never played a Sorcerer either. So
they're an interesting class.
It's going to be fun with us trying to talk about it.
Toxica was a Sorcerer, but he was a Phoenix Sorcerer from Barovia, that game. But they have some really weird shit that you get into. They're more akin to the Warlock with their meta magic. But, I mean, we're running at 40 minutes. If you want to go to a break now, that'd be perfect. Before we stand
we're gonna head to a break. We got MILF still queued up here, so I think they're making a recruitment video as we speak. So
recruiting.
Enjoy. Hey, we're back, and we lost Patch. He's not. Hey, we're back here. And I have that on. Here we go. Yeah, he's not here. So we're gonna get into the Sorcerer. He had to go run down and grab a package, so he asked me to stall for time. So I'm gonna talk about a Sorcerer, I guess, because I don't know much about it either. Sorcerers often have obscure or quixotic motivations driving them to adventure. Some seek a greater understanding of the magical force that infuses them, or the answers to the mystery of its origins. Others hope to find a way to get rid of it or to unleash its full potential. Whatever their goals, sorcerers are every bit as useful to an adventuring party as wizards, making up for a comparative lack of breadth in their magical knowledge with enormous flexibility in using the spells they know. Creating a sorcerer. The most important question to consider when creating your sorcerer is the origin of your power. As a starting character, you'll choose an origin that ties to a draconic bloodline or the influence of wild magic. But that exact source of your power is up to you to decide. Is it a family curse passed down to you from distant ancestors? Or did some extraordinary event leave you blessed with inherent magic, or perhaps scarred as well? How do you feel about the magical power coursing through you? Do you embrace it, try to master it, or revel in its unpredictable nature? Is it a blessing or a curse? Did you seek it out, or did it find you? Did you have the option to refuse it? Do you wish you had? What do you intend to do with it? Perhaps you feel like you've been given this power for some lofty purpose, or you might decide that this power gives you the right to do what you want, to take what you want from those who lack such power. Perhaps your power links you to a powerful individual in the world, the fey creature that blessed you at birth, the dragon who put a drop of its blood into your veins, the lich who created you as an experiment, or the deity who chose you to carry its power. That sounds pretty friggin' cool to me, if you ask. So with the quick build, you can make a sorcerer quickly by following these suggestions. First, charisma should be your highest ability score, followed by constitution. Second, choose the hermit background. Third, choose the light prestidigitation, ray of frost, and shocking grass cantrips, along with the first level spells, shield, and magic missile. So that's what they... Yeah, that's pretty sick, right, Dee? My nose is so itchy right now. What are we talking about? We're talking about how cool sorcerers are, because I just read the starting paragraphs.
Yeah, they're pretty dope.
All the questions that they ask. Like, how did you get your magic? Did you seek it out? Did someone give it to you? Was it this, that? And I was like, that's pretty cool, all the questions they ask.
Yeah. Did you happen upon it?
Yeah. Class features is where I'm at now. The hit points.
All right. Oh, we're at hit points. So you're squishy. Welcome back to Wizard Health. 1d6 per sorcerer level. You start with 6 plus your con mod, which should be high as a sorcerer.
Yes, con should be your second ability score.
As it should be for most casters, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so you can get a good concentration checks.
You're also not as squishy. Ow, that myself.
Proficiencies. Your no armor proficiency, once again, like a wizard. Your weapons are daggers, darts, slings, quarterstaffs, and light crossbows. You are proficient in zero tools. You have proficiency in Constitution and Charisma saving throws, and you can choose 2 from the skill list of Arcana, Deception, Insight, Intimidation, Persuasion, and Religion. Your equipment. You start with the following equipment. A light crossbow and 20 bolts, or any simple weapon. A component pouch, or an arcane focus. A Dungeoneer's pack, or an Explorer's pack.
Dungeoneer's pack all the way.
And 2 daggers.
Yep. For slice and cheese.
First level.
First level, we're into spellcasting once again. Sorcerers are pretty dope because you start off with 4 fucking cantrips. You get 4 of them at level 1. That's a lot.
Yep.
So spell slots are also kind of weird with them. You start off with 2, but it's limited to the number you start off with 2, and then you work your way up to 15. You'll cap out at 15 right around 17, if I recall correctly, and as I look correctly. So when you start off, 2 first level spells of your choice from the sorcerer spell list. The spells known column of the sorcerer table shows when you learn more sorcerer spells of your choice. Each of these spells must be of a level for which you have spell slots. For instance, when you reach 3rd level, you can learn 1 new level spell of 1st or 2nd level. Additionally, when you gain a level in this class, you can choose one of the sorcerer spells and replace it with another spell from the sorcerer list, kind of like the warlock, kind of like the wizard. No, I don't think you can do that with the wizard.
Which one?
The
switching? No, you can't switch. No, you just learn them as a wizard.
Yep. And then your spellcasting ability for your sorcerers is like your bards. They are charismatic as fuck. So, charisma is your spellcasting ability modifier. Your spell save DC would be 8 plus proficiency plus your charisma modifier. Spellcasting ability attack modifier is your proficiency bonus plus your charisma modifier. And with these guys, you can also have an arcane focus or the component pouch. But you do one thing also at 1st level, similar to our warlock friends. You pick your sorceress origin. Thundercat, do you want to lead off with the Draconic Bloodline, and I will lead into my silliness that I love so much?
Sure, I'll do the Draconic Bloodline. Your sorceress origin. Your innate magic comes from draconic magic that was mingled in with your blood that or that of your ancestors. Most often, sorcerers with this origin trace their descent back to a mighty sorcerer of ancient times who made a bargain with a dragon, or who might even have claimed a dragon parent. Some of these bloodlines are well established in the world, but most are obscure. Any given sorcerer could be the first of a new bloodline as a result of a pact or some other exceptional circumstance. At first level, you choose a type of dragon as your ancestor. The dragon type associated with each dragon is used by features you gain later. So you get the damage type.
The episode on
yes.
dragons.
Yeah, you get the damage type of the dragons. You can speak and read and write Draconic. Additionally, whenever you make a charisma check when interacting with dragons, your proficiency bonus is doubled if it applies to the check. You also get Draconic Resilience. As magic flows through your body, it causes physical traits of your dragon ancestors to emerge. At first level, your hit point maximum increases by 1, and increases by 1 again whenever you gaining level in this class. Additionally, parts of your skin are covered with a thin sheen of dragon-like scales. When you aren't wearing armor, your AC equals 13 plus your dex.
Hi there.
That's pretty cool, though.
Oh, it's super dope. Like, because I was like, oh, and then when you get higher level, you get a breath weapon. I was like, fuck, that's so cool. But hi, I'm GM Patch Nasty. I'm very chaotic, so this sorcerer screams to me. This is wild magic. Your innate magic comes from the forces of chaos that underlie the order of creation. You might have endured exposure to raw magic, perhaps through planar portal leading to Limbo, the elemental planes, or the Far Realm. Perhaps you were blessed by a fey being or marked by a demon, or your magic could be a fluke of your birth with no apparent cause. However it came to be, this magic turns within you and waiting for any outlet. At level 1, you get something called Wild Magic Surge. This is handing yourself a gun and not knowing what it's loaded with. Starting when you choose this origin at first level, your spellcasting can unleash surges of untamed magic. Once per turn, the DM can have you roll a d20 immediately after you cast a sorcerer spell of first level or higher. If you roll a 1, roll on the Wild Magic Surge table to create a magical effect. If the effect is a spell, it is too wild to be affected by your med magic, and it is normally requires concentration. If it normally requires concentration, it does not require concentration. In this case, the spell lasts for its full duration. I'll get to that chart in a second here, because then you also have the Tides of Chaos. Starting at level 1, you can manipulate the forces of chance and chaos to gain advantage on one attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. Once you do so, you must finish a long rest before you can use this feature again. And then, anytime before you gain the use of this feature, the DM can have you roll on the Wild Magic Surge table immediately after you cast a sorcerer spell of first level or higher. You then regain the ability of this feature. Let's just flip over to the next page. This is a very big table. This is like the baby DM table that you get to look at.
The whole page.
The whole page it's a chart that goes from 1 from 100. If you're in the chat right now, put a number from 1 to 100 and I will read the effect. Thundercat, do you want to read some of your favorite effects from this table?
I'm just going to pick one.
Okay.
I'm just going to put my hand down on the page.
Yep.
Alright, so if you roll a 29 to a 30, you teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see.
Okay, I'm going to do the same. This side, we are at 71 or 72. If you roll a 71 or 72, you gain resistance to all damage for the next minute.
Okay, now I'm just going to find one that's not that great. Here we go. It's funny, but it's not good. Especially if you use verbal components to talk for your spells. 49 to 50. You can't speak for the next minute. Whenever you try, pink bubbles float out of your mouth.
I'm going to read one that I just looked at, and I see Thundercat's beard, so it looks great. 17 or 18, not also detrimental, but kind of funny. You grow a long beard made of feathers that remains until you sneeze. at which point the feathers explode out from your face. There are also detrimental ones. So if you roll a 7 or an 8, you cast Fireball as a 3rd level spell centered on yourself.
Kaboom.
Kaboom.
If you roll a 67 to 68, you're frightened by the nearest creature until the end of your next turn.
61 or 62, also not detrimental, but super fucking funny. For the next minute, you must shout when you speak.
97 to 98, you are surrounded by faint ethereal music for the next minute.
I would have so much fun with that. 95 and 96, you and all creatures within 30 feet of you gain vulnerability to piercing damage for the next minute.
Run away!
Run away! All right, that's enough of the fun on the wild magic table. Tides of Chaos, just remember, it's a bunch of fun, but it comes at a cost. Roll high. Just roll.
Where are we? All right.
Level
at 2nd level, you get your third first level spell. You know 3 spells now, and you get Font of Magic. At 2nd level, you tap. What's that? What?
You gain sorcery points.
Oh, yeah.
That's the Font of Magic. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Font of Magic. At 2nd level, you tap into the deep wellspring of magic within yourself. This wellspring is represented by sorcery points, which allow you to create a variety of magical effects. You get sorcery points. You have 2 sorcery points, and you gain more as you reach higher levels, as shown in the sorcery points column of the sorcery table, which would be 1 per level. Yeah. So you get 2 at first, 3 at 2nd, 5 at 3rd. No.
Capping at 20 at 20.
It goes up.
Thank you for the alert, Gilded.
Oh, thank you for that, Lurk. Yes. Flexible casting. You can use your sorcery points to gain additional spell slots or sacrifice spell slots to gain additional sorcery points. You learn other ways to use your sorcery points as you reach higher levels. Creating spell slots. You can transform unexpended sorcery points into 1 spell slot as a bonus action on your turn. The Creating Spell Slots table shows you the cost. So you can use 2 sorcery points to get a 1st level spell slot. 3 sorcery points to get 2nd, 5 to get a 3rd, 6 to get a 4th, and 7 to get a 5th. Converting a spell slot to a sorcery point. As a bonus action on your turn, you can expand 1 spell slot and gain a number of sorcery points equal to the slot's level.
Now, why would you want to do such a thing? Because we're going to get into meta magic.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because of meta magic?
Yeah. Meta magic. Yes, sir. So at 3rd level, you get to twist your spells to suit your needs. You gain 2 of the following meta magic options of your choice, and you gain 1 at 10 and 17. You can only use 1 meta magic option on a spell when you cast it unless otherwise noted. It's kind of, once again, we're going way back to Warlocks with their Eldritch Invocations. These are kind of like these, but there's a list of them. First one, and then we'll throw up to Thundercat for the next one. Careful Spell. When you cast a spell that forces other creatures to make a saving throw, you can protect some of those creatures from the spell's force. To do so, you spend 1 sorcery point and choose a number of those creatures up to your Charisma modifier, minimum of 1. A chosen creature automatically succeeds on its saving throw against that spell. So, if you were to do like a Stinking Cloud, or like Fog, or something that might hurt something, or be detrimental, you can spend a sorcery point to make it so your friend passes. Let's say you have a rogue, and you want to fireball all the dudes because they're surrounded. I spend a sorcery point, I cast Fireball, you automatically pass. Hopefully they've got evasion, so they take no damage. And then all the bandits are dead.
You also could try to get and use Distance Spell if you wanted to for your meta magic. When you cast a spell that has a range of 5 feet or greater, you can spend 1 sorcery point to double the range of the spell. When you cast a spell that has a range of touch, you can spend 1 sorcery point to make the range of the spell 30 feet. So
That's
if you
dirty.
if you wanted to do Shocking Grasp, you just have.
I have
to
a range of 30 feet now.
Yeah, there you go.
Here's also a fun one. It's called Empowered Spell. When you roll damage for a spell, you can spend a sorcery point to re-roll a number of damage dice up to your charisma modifier. you must use the new rolls. You can use Empowered Spell even if you have already used a different metamagic option during the casting of the spell. That's one of those ones that note it, and it's like, oh, I rolled a 1. Let's go ahead and spend that sorcery point. Oh, I rolled a 10 now. Hooray! Yeah, that's mean. It's real mean.
Extended spell. When you cast a spell that has a duration of 1 minute or longer, you can spend 1 sorcery point to double its duration to a maximum of duration of 24 hours. So it's like, I wanna charm that person. Oh, now it's charmed. Now he's charmed for 2 hours.
Yep. We've got Heightened Spell. When you cast a spell that forces a creature to make a saving throw to resist its effects, you can spend 3 sorcery points to give one target of the spell disadvantage on its first saving throw made against the spell. That was the only metamagic I cast through the entire Barovia game on Strahd, and he still passed, so hooray, sorcery points.
Quicken spell. When you cast a spell that has a casting time of 1 action, you can spend 2 sorcery points to change the casting time to 1 bonus action for this casting. That's so mean.
Ready for this one? Subtle spell. When you cast a spell, you can spend 1 sorcery point to cast it without any somatic or verbal components.
But there's the bubbles. There's the bubbles in your mouth. You're like, I'm just going to use this one. No. The quicken spell, though. The quicken spell, though, you could do a fireball as a bonus action, and then
something else with your action.
Yeah.
You could drink a potion.
That's crazy.
That's absolutely crazy, but you're spending the sorcery point.
That's true. Twin spell. When you cast a spell that targets only 1 creature and doesn't have a range of self, you can spend a number of sorcery points to the spell's level to target a second creature in the range with the same spell. 1 sorcery point if the spell is a cantrip. Be eligible, a spell must be incapable of targeting more than 1 creature at the spell's current level. For example, Magic Missile and Scorching Ray aren't eligible, but Ray of Frost and Chromatic Orb are.
Dirty. That is mean. You put Twin Spell and Quicken Spell as a wombo combo. That's brutal. It's absolutely brutal.
Sure is.
And then this is where we start to get a little blah. This is when we start to get into the repetitiveness, as most D&D when you get there. What do we get at 4th level?
Ability score improvement. Ability score improvement.
Or a couple. Yeah, it's feats. Got feats. Cool.
Ability score improvement.
5th level.
5th level, you get your proficiency bonus goes up. You get access to 3rd level spells, and you know 5 cantrips.
Yep.
And 6 spells now.
We're into 6th level. We get stuff from our sorcery stuff.
Yep. 6 sorcery points. Sorceress origin feature from the Draconic Bloodline. Starting at 6th level, you get Elemental Affinity. When you cast a spell that deals damage of the type associated with your Draconic ancestry, which, if you don't know, you can go back and listen to the Dragons podcast. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Let's just say we picked Red Dragon.
Yeah. Red Dragon would be fire. You can add your Charisma modifier to 1 damage roll of that spell. At the same time, you can spend 1 sorcery point to gain resistance to that damage type for 1 hour.
That's pretty mean.
Yep.
Level 6, with the Wild Magic, you get Bend Luck. Starting at 6th level, you have the ability to twist fate using your Wild Magic. When another creature you can see makes an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, you can use your reaction and spend 2 sorcery points to roll 1d4 and apply the number rolled as a bonus or penalty, your choice, to the creature's roll. You can do so after the creature rolls, but before the effects of the roll occur. So it's kind of like a cutting words, but a baby.
Mm-hmm. Fun times.
Right.
7th level, you get 7 sorcery points, 8 spells known, and 4th level spells.
Yeah.
What do you get at 8th level?
We get an ability score improvement, or is this for cool? We're gonna get Pete. You can take a feat. Yeah, feats.
At 9th level, you get 9 sorcery points. You know 10 spells, and you have access to 5th level spells.
At 10th level, you're got 10 sorcery points. You learn a new meta magic thing, so you can pick another one from that list that we read off earlier. You now know 6 cantrips. God's sakes. You'll have 11 spells and all kinds of spell slots that aren't 6th level.
At 11th level, you get 11 sorcery points and 6th level spell slots.
Hey, there are them 6th level. There's that one 6th level spell, and you know another
12
spell.
spells, yes.
Oh, geez. What do we get at 12th level?
Ability score improvement and defeat if you not and defeat or a feat. And defeat if you got a really cool DM if you get an and defeat.
Damn right. You get fast drinker. You can all use your bonus action to drink a potion. 13. We got 13 points. We've got 7th level spells. And we still know 6 cantrips. Yep. Alright, we're moving on to 14th level. Got 14 sorcery points.
And we know a new origin feature.
Alright, dragons.
Dragon wings. At 14th level, you gain the ability to sprout a pair of dragon wings from your back, gaining a flying speed equal to your current speed. You can create these wings as a bonus action on your turn. They last until you dismiss them as a bonus action on your turn. You can't manifest your wings while wearing armor unless the armor is made to accommodate them, and clothing not made to accommodate your wings might be destroyed when you manifest them. That sounds fun!
It does. You get wings. You got Red Bull in your pocket, but for us crazy people, we've got controlled chaos at level 14. You gain a modicum of control over the surges of your wild magic. Whenever you roll on the wild magic surge table, you can roll twice and use either number. So if you start remembering shit and be like, alright, yeah, sweet.
But you just roll twice every time anyways.
Yep.
Just pick which one you like best.
Do I want to cast Fireball on myself right now? No, but yes, let's do it.
Because I am a wild.
I'm surrounded. All right. 15 level. We got 15 points. And 8th level spells. Woo! 16th level, we got things. We get things. You get the things. You know what things you get.
ASI. Feats.
Yeah.
If cool.
And feats. Yep, if cool. Yes, feats if cool. Level 17 sorcery points, and you get your final meta magic. You get to have 4 on your list of things that you can twist and warp with your minds. And then you also would have
get your 15th
you get your 9th level spell.
And you know 15th.
You've topped out on your spells. You have your 9th level spell. Does sorcerers get wish? I need to know. I have to look.
At 18th level, you get 18 sorcery points, and you get a new origin feature.
You do get wish. I could use a wish as a bonus action. Oh god!
And still hit you with my quarterstaff.
Yep.
Beginning at 18th level, you get Draconic Presence from the Draconic Bloodline. You can channel the dread presence of your dragon ancestor, causing those around you to become awestruck or frightened. As an action, you can spend 5 sorcery points to draw on the power of and exude an aura of awe or fear, your choice, to a distance of 60 feet. For 1 minute or until you lose concentration, each hostile creature that starts its turn in the aura must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed, if you chose awe, or frightened, if you chose fear, until the aura ends. A creature that succeeds on the saving throw is immune to your aura for 24 hours. Pretty cool.
Here we go. You ready for it? We've got Spell Bombardment. Beginning at 18th level, the harmful energy of your spells intensifies. When you roll damage for a spell and roll the highest number possible on any of the dice, choose one of those dice, roll it again, and add it to the damage. You can use this feature only once per turn. There's nothing else after that. You can use that once per turn. So if I roll the highest number on a fireball, so if I roll 1-6, I can re-roll it. I can re-roll a die and add it to that fireball if it was like low, or if it was high. That's pretty mean. And if I didn't, I can use it on my reaction. Or when I cast Wish. As a bonus action.
As a bonus action. Level 20.
Okay, no, we skipped level. Gotta do the level thing. 19 feet.
Do we have to?
We have to do it. We've got 4 in our. This is 4 on our belt. We need to keep doing it. Wait until
ability
we get to
score improvement at level 19, everybody. Or a feat if you got a cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, level 20. Here we go. What do we get when we turn level 20 as a sorcerer?
So you get your 20 sorcery points and sorceress restoration. Patch, take it away.
When you hit level 20, you regain 4 expended sorcery points whenever you finish a short rest. Kind of neat. I mean, I've never gotten that high with a lot of characters. I think the highest I've ever gotten was the one wizard that I had to start from 1 to 20, and it was for the chicken.
Yep. Hey, we made a memory.
Yeah, we did. After Cluckening. That's the memory, and every D&D campaign is either BC or AC for the Cluckening.
Before Cluckening or after the Cluckening?
So that's Sorcerers. That's, what was the other class we did? It was so long.
Druids.
Yes. We did Casters. People
We did
who
Druids
are
and Sorcerers. Wow.
Boom.
That was exciting. I actually enjoyed doing the Sorcerer because I didn't know that much about it.
Yeah, Sorcerers are pretty neat. I'm actually kind of a little upset that I kind of went the double dip for a Sorcerer Warlock, but I thought it'd be cool to have like a Sorcerer Phoenix and then a Hexblade Warlock, kind of that pairing. I was like, that sounds neat. And then my love of Barondir and Aesop Alono. I've such a high level Druid and that one clutch heal that saved us.
Otto was a sorcerer, but he was a NPC sorcerer, so I didn't have like all the extra little things that he had.
I like Otto. I really did. Because he was always muttering shit and he was always playing with that fucking lighter.
Yep.
Dude was just fascinated. I was like, I don't know what that is, but I like you.
He would always mutter stuff under his breath to make you guys think that he was like plotting to kill you the whole time because he just didn't care what he said to people.
I liked him. I miss him.
Yeah, I think that's the only sorcerer-ish I played.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
I DM'd for Source Corps.
I was waiting for you to say that. Could you do the hand thing, please, too? Come on.
Source Corps!
There you go.
Corps! I DM'd it was like a side quest type campaign. We only did a few sessions, but it was fun. It was when people couldn't show up and we still wanted to play D&D. We would just do Source Corps and I would just make up a thing based off of something I heard in a book or read somewhere. And
didn't you run them through a dungeon? Because you ran him through a dungeon because you had that fucking dungeon, the black dragon that just sits in the goddamn swamp and then sticks his head up, shoots his breath.
I made all that on my own.
Really? I thought that's got to be something from a dungeon. I heard that. I was like, I know I've seen that before. I don't know where that was.
It was Underdark. That's where I did it.
Ah.
But I was just like, I dropped them into places where I was like, mid-story basically of someone else's character, and they'd go and help a character. Like they were helpful sorcerers. They get sent places to help people when they ask for help.
Barondir did not like whatever her name was.
Windvale.
So long. Yeah, that one.
Windvale.
The longest thing ever.
But some people may know me as this, and in other lands I'm known as this. But you may call me Windvale. But you here right now at this time at this point can call me Windvale. So good. Oh, that's so funny.
I remember that because I was like, Barondir hated it. Puma didn't have a problem with it because it was a title.
It worked perfect because it made it seem like she was like a time traveler here to help you whenever she could help you. And at every point she showed up, she'd be like, this is who I am, and if you haven't met me yet at this point in your life, this is why I'm here, and at this point you can call me this. So she would say it to you every time, because not knowing if it was in the past or the future meeting you guys.
It's an interesting concept.
It was fun.
It was a way to throw a character in, like, if they had free time on a Tuesday.
Yep. All right.
None of that house has free time on a Tuesday.
Yeah, right. Now let's move on. We have how about this? Let's do a quick recap of what we have for Carlin.
What do we have for Carlin? It's been so long since I've talked about it.
It's been a while.
Carlin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. All right, I'm going to move it into my big screen here so I can read it.
Because last I remember, Carlin was traveling to...
All right, so we have Carlin. We have Carlin. She's a 3'2" gnome. She is rosy cheeks, bulbous nose, but pointed light green eyes, wild red frizzy hair. She's always counting, gesticulating mindlessly. She is very calm, though, for a gnome. She wears brown drab coat, riding boots, and leather pants and leather armor made from pelts and hides. She's from the Cloakwood, where she lives in a small village where everyone is left except for her and an old lady in rags called Old Agatha. Old Agatha is basically the Tasmanian. She's the Tasmanian devil.
The cat lady from Simpsons. I can't do this.
Yeah, she's the Tasmanian devil meets Harry Carey. She speaks in tongues. Carlin's shack is always visited by small animals. A chipmunk named Samuel, Nuts. 2 sea otters who finish each other's sentences named Duren. A seagull named Peter who talks like he's from New York. And it's super neat inside her shack, the bookshelf with trashy romance novels. Alphabetized by character, the bug net covered over her bed because she likes bugs, but not when she's sleeping. And she's basically the single white female role from a romantic comedy. That's what I have written down for her. She has a voice in her. She has a voice in her head. The great old one. The whole multiverse is at stake, and she must stop it. The state of the multiverse is in danger. She uses her gifts to persuade people to help her. She isn't normally in charge, but she keeps the team together. She was brought up with the animals. She left early in her age. She is the story's focus, but not necessarily the hero. She's with a human sorcerer, Zentura member, large green birthmark on his neck, charismatic, not that smart, named Quintilian Sumner. Parents are smart. He is trying to prove that he's a good agent, good at farts and skipping rocks.
That's right. Farting and skipping rocks. That's what
I'm good at farts and skipping rocks. He stares into the distance.
Not a lot I'm good at.
One of his mannerisms is he stares out into the distance. He's honest to a fault. I know how to get to Candlekeep. Chaotic neutral, very whimsy. Live and let live. Bonds, loyal to Zents. Flaw, likes decadent pleasures, expensive hand oils and feet lotions and cheeses.
That's right.
And he likes feet with toes.
Gotta have toes, all 10 of them.
He's traveling with He's traveling with a female dwarf barbarian named Jurgen Goblinbane. She uses short phrases. She's gruff like Drax from whatever it's called. Fucking why can't I think of it? Guardians of the Galaxy. She's argumentative with Quintilian often. She speaks several languages fluently. Neutral evil, greed, live and let live, loyal to the money. Flaw, she envies others. She envies others' creatures' possessions or station. Secretly, she is pissed about the higher statuses that Quint has. A gauntlet-membered human paladin named Quan Chao, medium-length hair, grayish, scarred, probably seen some fighting. Ornate armor, walks with a limp. Honorable but slow to trust, short and sweet with answers. Deep baritone voice, great tactician, indulgent with the female persuasion, and not a high-ranking member of the gauntlet.
Yes.
They ask him to help find the platinum compass, I believe, is what they went to look for.
Yep.
And the platinum compass each use takes 10 minutes. You can use can sense up to a mile powerful entity. And then they look for the platinum map, and the platinum map was where Throckmorton Dingleberry was being hidden. The ever-changing map that shows a smog of war around an area on the map if you are close enough to it. Throckmorton Dingleberry, Conjuration Human Wizard, 5th level. Talks like a noble, elongates words for no reason.
Yeah.
Oversteps boundaries, thinks he's smarter than people. The order has kidnapped and questioning. Light, mage hand, prestidigitation, mending. Pocket watch is his focus.
Yes, it's a pocket watch.
The encounter we made... the encounter we made was a nighttime skill competition. Stealthed into camp, took out the bandits outside, beginning inside to save Throckmorton Dingleberry. Back to the Cloakwood. Quint will talk to Throckmorton about books. Jurgen will go to Baldur's Gate for a few nights to gamble and train. Quan will stick close to Throckmorton because he doesn't want to lose him again. And Agatha will talk and have fun with Throckmorton.
I remember having that conversation with myself.
Yep,
there it is.
We created our big bad endgame, our BBEG, if you will, a foppish monopoly man, Duke Baron von Bismarck, Frankenstein Esquire. I'm sorry, Frederick Stein Esquire. He's very good with his worded contracts, the DMV of people. He's actually 3 gnomes in a trench coat.
3 gnomes in a trench coat.
We created a new feat called Focused Magic. The prerequisite was a spellcasting trait. A spell is enhanced and gains the following benefits. The spell ignores 3/4 cover and half cover. Before you make a spell attack roll, you can choose to take a -5 penalty to the roll. If it hits, you add a +10 to the spell's damage. Bam.
That'd be fun
I like
with
it.
Warlock.
Yep. Carlin will be receiving the observant trait from her patron. That was what
Hey,
we
we're
did.
cool DMs. We gave her a feat.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
4-room dungeon. The Shrine to the Lost Knowledge. This is where we go to get the map, I believe. DC 14. No, this is where we go to get the book to go into the Candlekeep. DC 14 Intelligence Saving Trap. If you don't pass, you forget what you did on the inside. Rune on the Threshold, first room, garden area, twig blights, tricolor thrawns in first room, proficient in nature or high passive perception, portcullis to stairs leading up to the elemental staircase traps. The door is locked into the shrine. Book is just sitting there. The door slams magically and the floor begins to crumble and a pit of snakes below. Nice.
Always snakes.
After a long rest, Carlin will talk to Throckmorton. Quan will try to preach to Jurgen. Won't go well. She doesn't care. Quintilian will just speak when he thinks it's a good time. Back to Candlekeep. Carlin will try to read the book, Constructs in You, a guide to making constructs written in Gnomish. Throckmorton wants to go to Waterdeep with Carlin, so Quan goes with. Creating a dragon NPC, Good Dragon Bronze, who lives under the falls of Orlambar, a ship-working island. Intrigued by Carlin and knowing of some of her old family, ancient dragon that wants to help her get to know what's really pushing her. His name is Nararu, the Gentile.
Yep, sure.
Nararu the Gentile. They go to Candlekeep as it has been attacked by a blue dragon. Nararu decides to stay with it and help find the blue dragon. Then we created our magic shop in Harple Village. Harple family run, Radagast type owner. Druid wizard. They make tokens of animal companions, ever smoking pipes, Rickwell Harple. Found them and gave them the name. Worked in the circus training a cat. One sole survivor was Rickwell. All the lions and tigers killed everyone.
Oh my.
It makes sense. It's a Harple area. Healing potions. No Throckmorton from the circus. He was there on the bad day. And then we created
survivors.
Yeah, and then we created a patron. The trickster, otherworldly patron. The fool's image. Starting at first level, you may cast mirror image at the start of initiative once per short rest. At 6th level, cloak of shadows. As an action, you become invisible until the end of your next turn per invisibility spell. At 10th level, silver tongue. For the day, you can pick between intimidation, persuasion, and deception, and you gain advantage on that check. Refresh at short rest. 14th level, fortune's favor. Intelligence saving throw. On a fail, the creature takes 8d12 psychic damage and is thrown backwards 10 feet as it sees an illusionary treasure that they try to open. Oh, you're muted. Oh, I didn't hear you. Oh, you're good. You're good.
I said 8d12. I mumbled.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So that's what we have for our notes right now. And that's a good little recap for the podcast. Cool.
You know what that would be a good note for? Someone for an incentive?
On Patreon?
Sign up on our Patreon. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a great note.
I have put up the first 5 outlines for Talking D&D up on the Patreon. So.
Oh, nice.
I'll be posting the next 5 probably next month. So
we're gonna skim over these ones because they're real quick, right? Because it's just.
Well, yeah, they were like small at first. They were small at first, but they're slowly getting better as we go. And I have all of that information that I'm eventually going to start, hopefully, turning into a story. Maybe we could have someone that we know that's better at writing, in maybe a follower or a listener that's good at writing, wants to put that into a story and make like an actual story for Carlin the Gnome. I think that would be fucking dope. I
honestly just want artwork. I want Duran and Duran.
Duran and Duran
at each other.
Yeah, the sea otters.
Want them yammering at each other.
Well, I want Carlin in between, like holding them apart, like they're fighting.
But just holding them holding like this.
No, like she's holding them out, like pushing them out, and they're like like trying to get at each other. That would be so cool. Imagine if we started getting character art. That's when we know we've made it. That's when we know we've made it.
When you've got it. That's when D&D's life right there. You get your character art. Someone's like, "Hey, I drew this."
Yep.
Yes, I love it.
Yep, I agree. All right, so who we got?
What are we talking about next week?
Yeah, who are we gonna raid to? One. What are we talking about next week? And what do we got going on this week?
All right, so what do we got going? Let's start off with one of those things. Let's end with the raid things. I'm trying to remember beats in my head for the things for that. All right, this week, what do we got going on?
Tomorrow night we got Warzone Wednesday.
Boop, boop.
Thursday night console night, possibly.
Yes, sir.
That's always possible every Thursday. Console night, possible. I think Vandal will still be trying to do it too.
The thought process is in my mind now. I'm probably just going to start it on my channel to raid over to his channel, so that way I just don't sit around with my thumbs all idle.
Yeah. But maybe some late night games. We don't know yet. Sometimes we just play off stream. I don't know. Sometimes we're not really on stream on Thursday nights, but you never know at PG. And then Friday night is community night. We don't know what we're playing yet. We don't know what we're playing yet, though.
If anybody would like to get Duck Game and have Duck Game, there you can play with more than just 4 people, and I would love to murder you all. And
Duck Game is awfully funny.
It's clip highlights. It's all the funs. Quack 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 quack.
Yeah, we have a lot of clips of it. So go and watch those if you want to see how much fun it is. Quack.
Quack. Thank you, DD.
Quack.
DD is surprisingly good at that game now.
Yeah, he's got better.
I don't like it.
I was good at the very beginning, and then everyone caught up.
Then DD got better.
Yeah, and then he goes for me. Saturday night is Zombo 4's is the season finale. We have our rap party starting at 10:30 p.m. We have live music that's going to be played from two of our favorites, Distolidian and Wing Zero X. If you are not there, then you're missing out because I know it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm there for the punch and pie. There will be punch and pie.
We're going to have the season finale. We're going to have a fireside chat with the team and talk about the season and all the stuff that went down. Basically, a Talking Dead-esque type show afterwards, and then we're going to have some live music. So it's going to be great. And we might even play some community games with the group. Who knows? We have plenty of options. So be there, 10:30 p.m. Dysfunctional Gaming TTV right here at this channel.
Eastern Standard Time, Saturday.
Yes, Saturday night,
10:30 p.m. Eastern.
10:30 p.m.
Saying it again.
After clocking.
Sunday, nothing. Right? Monday,
nothing.
Survival
Night,
cool.
Day 6. We're still building our ship, but we raided over to someone last night, and the amount of work this guy did on his ship made our ship look like a little baby ship. So
hey,
we got work to do. And then back to next week, Tuesday. Yeah, we're
gonna talk about
Part 5, classes.
Part 5, we're gonna talk about fighters to get it out of the goddamn way. Because I don't want to say ability score improve. And
Rangers?
Let's talk about Rangers. Let's do it.
Okay.
I like
Fighters and Rangers.
Right.
Two archery classes.
They could be. You absolutely could be an archery fighter. That's a fighter.
That's one of the starter sheets. Is an archery fighter.
Get me started on that.
It still is though. They gave you a starter, an archery starter for a fighter. But yes, we do.
Fighters and Rangers.
Yeah, we'll have fun with that one. I think that will be a good one.
You played a Ranger.
I did. I had a lot of fun as a Ranger.
I played so many fighters throughout D&D, except for 5th edition, because they look like I could break it.
Self-promotion.
Yes. Okay.
Self-promotion. Are you streaming on Wednesdays still?
I am. I stream Wednesdays. Wednesday is my retro day. I'm probably going to be playing some more Kirby Superstar, and I'm going to try and fucking badge that nightmare that it wants to be, because I don't even want to talk about it. There are some pissy achievements that I don't want to do.
But now you're doing achievements, you're like, I have to do them all. I know you. You love the trophies. You love trophies.
I want to be able to post in someone's Discord because it's badges, and I'm like, I'm fucking son. Oh, I gotta get it. I just want to post the one. Just the one.
I finished. I badged one, and he posted it all the Discords. And
exactly.
And then Saturday too, maybe.
Saturday, Sunday, most likely. I'm probably going to do something on Sunday, baseball related, and then Sunday, I might play some more Baldur's Gate if it doesn't want to be a bitch and not want to let me stream it. That's the thought process. There's also Fable that's on sale, and I kind of want to get it because it's like $5.
Also, to end out the day, don't forget that we have Patreon. If you want to help support us, we do have some behind-the-scenes content. We actually are going to be, I think we added a couple of videos, or we're adding a couple of videos from our VR chat. That's only available on Patreon. So if you want to check those out, they'll be there.
I think so, DD. I think the last time I saw the email, it said it was on sale, but when I go to look, it might not be. So KOTOR is still $10 if I want to play that. KOTOR is so good.
All right,
anyway,
who do we have to raid?
Let's see. On my friends list, I'm looking at people who don't have a lot of viewers because I always like supporting people like that.
The Keith Queens are doing a podcast.
What are they talking about? Chilling and doing art stuff. Digian is playing Smite. Espresso Joe is playing Fantasy 14.
20-sided TVs talking Dungeons and Dragons world building.
Grog is on the last end of Super Mario Brothers. Oh.
Main event's live.
Let's go over to main event.
He has got 41 people watching him, and we're big fans of his. We're huge fans of his.
All right, so you're gonna cue that up. I'm gonna apologize to my lovely fiance right now.
Which one did you pick?
Well, we talked about druids, and I started thinking about the two otters because I forgot their names were Duran and Durin. So I picked a song that is very carnal in nature, and I hope everyone enjoys it.
Hold on.
All right, dude, go right ahead and hold on. Just let me know when you're good. Oh, I gotta change to the Randy Newman glasses. Hang on.
I had to fix that. Remember, I forgot to do that.
That thing that you sent me? Yeah. All right.
Hold on. Here we are.
I can only hold the Randy for so long.
You have to hold.
I'm holding the Randy. It's on the tip of my tongue now.
I haven't pressed raid yet, so you're good.
Okay, that's a good thing. Thank you guys for coming out, all the moderators. Yeah, thanks for getting dysfunctional. You got the dysfunctional dad. You got GM Patch Nasty. That guy has a good mustache. We had Streamlabs, Sharp Streamlabs. Vandal Zero was there. And then Thundercat was there. Are we ready?
We're ready.
Someone got my piano all good? Okay.
We're good. Let's go.
Oh, it's okay. You're not late. You got the best part. Dark in the city, night is wild. Streaming the subway, earth is the fire. Do 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 do. Where do you want me? Give me a sign and catch my breathing even closer behind. Do 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 do. And touch with the ground. I'm on the hunt, I'm after you. I smell like a sound, I'm lost in a crowd, and I'm hungry like the wolf. Straddle the line, and discord in rhyme. I'm on the hunt, Randy's after you. Mouth is alive, and juice is like wine, and Randy's hungry like the wolf.
Good job.
Thanks everybody for coming out, that was good. That's where we're gonna end that, so Dysfunctional Dad can get his clip right there. That's gonna go on my greatest hits. You should buy that time life. Only 8 payments of $44.33.
Bye, switches.